Today we are going to discuss how Jesus turned water into wine. The setting, the wedding at Cana. The event takes place in Cana of Galilee, a small rural village. Weddings at that time were grand events, often lasting 7 days, with celebrations involving the entire community. Hospitality was a fundamental value in Jewish culture, and running out of wine was a serious social mishap that could bring lasting shame to the family of the bride and groom. Jesus, his mother, Mary, and his disciples were invited, suggesting they had a close relationship with the hosts. This detail shows that Jesus did not shy away from human celebrations. He participated in the joys and concerns of everyday life. Mary notices the problem. During the feast, Mary notices that the wine has run out. In that culture, wine held profound symbolic meaning. It represented joy, blessing, and abundance. Without wine, the celebration could end abruptly, tarnishing the host's reputation. Mary, likely aware of Jesus' power and compassion, approaches him and says, "They have no more wine." Mary does not make a direct request, but expresses a problem, carrying the expectation that Jesus could resolve it. She trusts in his ability even though she has not yet seen any public miracles. Jesus' response. Jesus replies to Mary in a way that might seem distant. "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." What does this response mean? Woman was not rude. It was a respectful term, similar to ma'am or lady. Jesus uses the same term when addressing Mary from the cross, John 19 verse 26. He makes it clear that his actions are aligned with the divine plan and that he will not act based on human pressures. My hour refers to the culmination of his mission, his death and resurrection, which would fully reveal his glory. Mary trusts and acts. Despite Jesus' response, Mary shows unwavering faith. She tells the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." This statement is an act of complete trust, highlighting Mary's role as an intercessor and a model of faith. She recognizes that Jesus will act at the right time and in the right way. The miracle in action. Nearby, there were 6 stone jars, large vessels used to store water for Jewish purification rituals. Each jar could hold approximately 20 to 30 gallons, totaling around 120 to 180 gallons in all. Jesus instructs the servants, "Fill the jars with water." The servants obey and fill them to the brim, symbolizing abundance and the human effort in partnership with divine power. Then Jesus says, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." Without any visible gestures or spoken formula, the transformation occurs as the servants obey and bring the water to the banquet master, who is responsible for ensuring the feast's quality. The master of the banquet's reaction. When the banquet master tastes the liquid, he realizes it is wine. Not just any wine, but the best wine. Surprised, he calls the groom and says, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now." In the culture of the time, it was customary to serve the best wine first, as guests were more sober to appreciate its quality. Inferior wine would typically be served later when the guest's perception of flavor had diminished. The banquet master's statement reflects the abundance and excellence of Jesus' miracle. He not only solves the problem, but does so in a generous and surprising way. The impact of the miracle. This event is described as the first sign of Jesus in John 2 verse 11. What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. Spiritual and theological meanings. Transformation. Jesus transformed something ordinary, water, into something extraordinary, wine, pointing to his ability to transform human lives. Abundance and joy. The miracle symbolizes God's kingdom as a place of unending joy and provision. Growing faith. This sign strengthened the disciples' faith and subtly revealed Jesus' glory. Additional interesting details. The use of purification jars. Jesus uses vessels associated with ritual purity, showing that he brings a new kind of purity and spiritual transformation. The quantity of wine. The enormous quantity reflects God's generosity. Discretion. The miracle was performed privately, without spectacle, highlighting Jesus' humility. This story is not merely a recounting of a miracle, but an invitation to trust in God's provision and experience the transformation he can bring, even in seemingly simple situations.